Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything is good wherever you are. So guys, we had a great live stream today. Great live stream. I enjoyed it. We had people give their opinions. Guys, what we'll say is that I see a lot of you give Christian a lot of stick in the chat. You know, I will say this. At the end of the day, Christian comes on and he gives his opinion. What I will say in the future, when Christian comes on, don't give, like, he's entitled to his opinion. Everybody's entitled to his opinion. If you don't agree with it, that's fair enough. But don't leave horrible comments in the comment section, because someone's entitled to their opinion. You know, you may not agree with their opinion, but it's their opinion. You know, you may disagree with it. Like, I don't agree with Christian, some of his opinions, but I'm respectful, and I don't you know, disrespect somebody. And I even if someone says something that I don't agree with, I don't disrespect it, because everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like he said that he said in the past that he feels Canelo's basic. He's entitled to his opinion, you know, and let's be honest, from his point of view, he gives reasons why he says those things. You may not agree with it, but there's a lot of things that I don't agree with many people. But like I said, everyone's entitled to an opinion. That's why we have these platforms, so you know, as fans can come on and have discussions and have arguments. You know, guys know how big a fan I am of Canelo. But at the end of the day, we've got to be fair. We've got to give everyone their opinion, and just because someone else's opinion is not the same as yours, that doesn't mean that they're wrong and we're right. You know, he may be right when he says Plant beats Canelo. None of us know what's going to happen in that fight. You think you know, just like you thought you know what would happen in the Pacquiao-Ugas fight, but we were wrong. The same way, we don't know what's going to happen in the Caleb Plant-Canelo fight. We can predict, I predict Canelo's going to knock Plant out. You know, Christian predicts Plant's going to outbox Canelo. You know, most of you predict Canelo's going to knock out Plant. But at the end of the day, we don't know, do we? None of us can see the future. None of us can read the future or see the future. So we don't know, right? At the end of the day, we can only go off what we think, their resumes, their skill sets, you know. And just another thing, Christian said he doesn't go off resumes. I don't agree with that at all, because I think the better fighters you fight, the more weaknesses show, the more harder it is for you, the more battle tested you are. So, of course, resumes are very important to me. And you guys know how big I am on resumes. Resumes is everything to me. I get where Christian's coming from when he says that, you know, I look at it on a fight-to-fight basis. I look at their skill set when they're fighting each other. I get all of that. But I still think if you're fighting better opposition than somebody, you know, there's going to be more weaknesses, more cracks that show. So I don't always, like I said, I don't agree with some of the things he says, but he deserves his opportunity to put his point across, you know. But we may not agree with it. Fair enough. The reason why I wanted to do this video is about Bivol and Beterbiev. You know, people want to know what would happen if that fight goes down. People want to know who wins that fight. Would Bivol beat Beterbiev, or would Beterbiev beat Bivol? It's a great fight. It's a great fight, and I think the light heavyweight division needs a fight of that magnitude. The light heavyweight division needs a Bivol and Beterbiev fight. I think it's a quality fight. I think it's two great fighters, and I think it's a fight that could go, I won't say either way, because I have a winner that I think will win the fight. And it'll probably be different to someone like Christian, who likes people that are slick, who like people that can box. So I don't know whether I've not asked Christian his opinion on this, but going off what I think, you know, he would say Bivol wins. However, someone like Ray, for example, who I have on the channel, or Steven, I think they'll pick Beterbiev, because although they like their slick fighters as well, they also appreciate guys like Beterbiev and Golovkin, who walk forward, who are very aggressive, who are pressure fighters, who can punch. They also appreciate that style of fighting, whereas some people look at those guys and think he's a slugger, he's a banger. You know, the way Christian looks at, you know, Beterbiev probably, whereas Bivol's a slick, good boxer. And I think someone like Christian likes that style. But however, someone like Ray, although he appreciates the slick style, he also, I think, acknowledges that guys like Beterbiev, you know, that can cut off the ring, that are very strong, that use their physical strength, that also have very good boxing IQ. Because here's the thing, what you got to realize is Beterbiev is a very skilled fighter. He's a guy with a very great amateur pedigree. And we all know that anyone with a great amateur pedigree can box. Because in the amateurs, it's not always about brute force. It's not always about strength. It's not always about power. In the amateur game, it's a points scoring system, right? So someone like Beterbiev, to have such a stellar amateur career like he did, he has to be an exceptional boxer to have that. You know, you can't be an average boxer to have the career that he's had as an amateur. And then he's obviously excelled in the pros, and he's demolishing light heavyweights. Now, in terms of this fight, Beterbiev v Bivol, I think it's a very fascinating fight, and I think it's a fight that could potentially go either way. But for me, Beterbiev wins the fight. I think Bivol's not a very big light heavyweight. Bivol's a very skilled fighter. However, Beterbiev's too strong. He punches too hard. He's going to be too physical for Bivol. He's too physically strong. I don't think Bivol is going to be able to keep him off. I don't think Bivol punches hard enough. We saw that in the Richards fight. You know, Richards gave him a tough fight, and I think Beterbiev would walk through Richards. And I know styles make fights, but nevertheless, I feel like styles make fights against guys that are world class at top level. And Craig Richards, although he's a good fighter, he's not world class. Let's just get that out there. He's not world class, and he gave, you know, Bivol wasn't able to get him out of there. I can't see him outboxing Beterbiev for 12 rounds. I just think Beterbiev's too good a boxer. It's a bit like Golovkin. A lot of people think he's a slugger, but Golovkin can cut off the ring, and so can Beterbiev. And the problem is, when you can't hurt a guy, and I don't think Bivol can hurt Beterbiev, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people seem to think Beterbiev is chinny. I think you're going off Callum Johnson, who's a very big puncher and could do some serious damage at light heavyweight if he lands. I just don't think Bivol's going to be able to keep Beterbiev off. Look at the fight that Beterbiev had with Govzik. He absolutely butchered, like, he absolutely battered Govzik. He completely battered him. Let's be honest. He walked him down and he hurt him. He beat him up. And I don't think Govzik's had a fight. Isn't Govzik retired after that? I think he retired. I don't know if he's still fighting. But this is the level that Beterbiev, you know, is operating at. You know, he fought Govzik, who was seen as a 50-50 fight. Some people actually were favoring Govzik in that fight, and he completely battered him. He completely, you know, beat him up. So I think Beterbiev is a serious dude. And I don't think Bivol's going to be able to keep him off. And I think Beterbiev will stop him, if I'm honest. I don't think anyone, you know, I think the only guy to beat Beterbiev is probably Canelo Alvarez. As crazy as it sounds, I think he's the only man that's going to be able to dethrone that guy. I think Canelo Alvarez, and I think that's the only fight, that's the only guy that's probably going to beat Canelo, because I think Beterbiev has the size, the physical strength, the power to really cause Canelo a lot of issues. And I think that's the fight that I would look at and think, well, you know, Canelo could cause him trouble. But in terms of the Bivol fight, I just don't think Bivol's strong enough. I don't think Bivol's going to be able to keep Beterbiev off, and I think Beterbiev's going to end up stopping Bivol. I think Beterbiev's going to stop him. I do. I think he's going to. And I know some people I know Ahmed thinks Bivol beats Beterbiev. He's not going to be strong enough to keep him off. He's not going to be able to. You know, I feel like a lot of these guys think that, you know, slick fighters and they'll outbox you. What you don't understand is Beterbiev's a very good boxer as well. Beterbiev's a very skilled amateur, right? And he knows how to get around the ring. He knows how to cut off the ring. He knows how to get to Bivol. And the problem is, when you can't hurt somebody and they're walking you down, and they know how to cut off your angles, they know how to shut off your you know, areas of exit, and they're bigger and stronger than you, their punching power is hurting you, it's a problem. It's a big problem. And Bivol's going to have that problem with Beterbiev. Beterbiev's too skilled and too strong for Bivol, in my opinion. Just in my honest opinion, I just don't see him being strong enough for someone like Beterbiev. Beterbiev's a monster. He's a monster. He's a very strong, very strong dude. And like I said, that Govzik fight showed me all I need to know. You know, and if Beterbiev fights Joe Smith, I think that fight, that fight's potentially more dangerous for Beterbiev, because I think Joe Smith could potentially hurt Beterbiev because he's got power, but I think Joe Smith is quite one-dimensional, and I think Beterbiev's a better boxer, so I think Beterbiev would win that fight comfortably by knockout. But that's more dangerous, whereas Bivol is more harder fight in the sense that Bivol's a better boxer, so he could be outboxed. But I don't think there's as much danger involved in that fight. Whereas someone like Joe Smith's a very big, strong, light heavyweight. You know, he could hurt Beterbiev. So let's see, man. Let's see. I want to see all those light heavyweights fight each other. At the minute, we're not getting those fights. So hopefully, Beterbiev and Bivol can sign that contract and fight one another. I think it's a great fight. I do. I think it's a fight that could potentially go in Bivol's favor if he fights a smart fight. I don't think so. Personally, I think Beterbiev's gonna beat him, but you know, Bivol is a good fighter. He has got skills. Could he do it? Possibly. You know, just because, like I said, it's just an opinion. I'm not necessarily correct. My opinion might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would pick Beterbiev to beat Bivol. But let's see, man. Let's see if the fight can be made in the future. And if it is made, who do you guys think wins? Do you think Beterbiev beats Bivol, or do you think Bivol will beat Beterbiev? I'd love to know your opinions, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.